Hey friends, welcome to my channel. Today is the DIY challenge. Let's get crafting. This DIY is a look for less project. Now I could not believe that these were so expensive, and all it really is a couple of pieces of wood that are painted to look just like it. So I went ahead and cut those pieces outside from some old scrap wood that I happen to have on hand. And each one of the faces of these blocks are a different color. So I'm going to go with a white, and then a really pretty icy blue, and then the very last one is a tan color. I really love trying to color match. It's one of my favorite things to do when it comes to painting. So I'm just doing a really nice one coat on the front of these blocks because I wanted to have that rustic distressed look that you saw in the inspiration. And then for the very last one, I'm just adding in some more of the lighter color to make sure that it matches. Once I had that all painted, I came around on the back side with a really dark slate brownish gray color, and this looks just like the one from the inspiration. I'm just going to go all around all the sides and around the back, and then I did that on all of them so that they all had that same look. Now this particular wood came from the wall between our living room and our kitchen when I ripped it down myself. So I have so much extra wood on hand all the time because of that one DIY that I did. And now I wanted to show you all, I know some of you are really nervous to hand letter paint and some of you still don't have a cutting vinyl machine yet. So if you have stamps on hand, I like to use an acrylic block and acrylic stamps. And I'm just going to test it out first with the paint to make sure it's adhering smoothly to the acrylic stamp. And then I'm just going to stamp it right on. This is a great way to get lettering on your projects without feeling like you have to be really good at hand painting or buying a really expensive machine. Now I will say I do love my big expensive machine, my Cricut, but I definitely want you to know that there are other options. So here I am, I'm going through and I'm stamping on all of their different quotes, and by the end it looks exactly like the inspiration, and I did this project for free. So just know that there are so many fun projects out there that don't cost anything. Now, if you're new to the whole DIY challenge, no worries, this is how it works. Linked down below in my description box, there is a playlist link. And if you go and click on that, you'll be able to add your video or be able to view all of those that do add their video. If you're having any problems at all linking your videos and you're new to the DIY challenge, just leave a comment down below and I will be able to see your comment as we're all loading our videos onto the playlist, and I will be able to come and help you. This DIY has a free printable for you all to grab. Today we're going to be working with the blue hydrangeas, but on Monday I'm going to have the white hydrangeas for you to grab. It'll be linked over on my website where it's virus free and easy to grab. So that link is down below in my description box to go and get it. Now we're going to be using 2 of these large canvases from the Dollar Tree. I'm pretty sure there's 2 in a pack. I could be wrong, but it should cost us about $1 to maybe about $2.50 to make these projects that we're about to make right now. So I'm going to go ahead and print out my printer, cut it down to size, and then now I'm going to spray some hairspray on it because it really does lock in the ink onto the paper. Now I'm finding the center point of my frame, or my canvas I mean, and now I'm going to just come in with my hot glue and I'm just going to glue that down. Now I did do a little dollop right in the middle, and I'm working fast so that it doesn't make the paper all lumpy, that the glue doesn't start to dry. I'm making sure that the line, when I put it down, I can smooth it out so it's nice and flat against the canvas. Now I'm going to take some more scrap wood that I had on hand. I actually have a friend in our neighborhood I was driving by, and she waved me down while they were cleaning out their garage and said, "Heidi, I have this big pile of wood. Do you want all of these different stakes?" Which, yes, I love when people give me free wood. So I went ahead and measured out the corners because I wanted these corners to be mitered together in the corners, and I'm just using my miter box and I'm cutting it out. Now you can see that I'm not doing a straight middle cut. I'm cutting at an angle, which is what's going to allow them to miter into each other, which is going to be so cool having this angle cut, and it's going to make it look so high end. I can't even tell you how much online stores, high-end stores charge for artwork like this, and we're basically doing it for the cost of ink, scrap wood that someone gave to me, and the background canvas from the Dollar Tree. So I mean, like, it is so affordable to do these projects yourself and have a beautiful high-end looking home without paying a ton of money. Friends, I try so hard to convince people, don't ever pay those big prices. So now I've decided I wanted to go through and create more of a whitewashed look to the wood, so it takes down some of the yellow warm tone to it, make it more of a high-end farmhouse coastal feel. And then I decided to come in with a tan paint to just make the canvas look more like it was covered in fabric, more high-end looking than it just being a canvas. I went around that a couple times, dried it with my heat gun, and now that my wood's all dry and done, I can go ahead and add in some E6000 and some hot glue and just pop my frame right into place, making sure things line up properly. And then once that was done and all glued in place, I wanted to make sure that nothing pops off over time, so I just flipped it over and then I stapled it down on the back side with my staple gun, and then I came in with some brown packing paper on the back just to clean up the backside so it has a nice clean finish. I forgot to show that part, but before I put down that finishing paper, I took a rope and I'm just going to flatten down the rope. I untwisted it and I'm going to just glue it down into place as flat as I can, so that way we have an ability to hang it up. And then I did not want to finish it with the rope. So the reason why I like using the rope with the ribbon is it gives it the structure without the ribbon collapsing and looking kind of funky or bunched. So you can see here that I'm just taking my ribbon and lightly gluing the ribbon onto the rope to create that structure without it having it being bunched or funny or pulling weird. And then the rope is staying in place and it allows it to hang up really nicely and very high-end looking. So once I had my ribbon nice and flat the way I wanted it to, I went ahead and made a couple little cuts and then added a bow right onto the top, allowing me to be able to hang it up without any issues with the bow.
If you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Heidi Sonboul, and I can't believe it, but I've almost been on YouTube for 4 years come this fall. So I just wanted to say thank you for clicking that subscribe button and being my friend here on this channel. It made last year and this year so much more special, being able to connect with all of you crafters out there on the internet.
This DIY's inspiration comes from Antique Farmhouse, one of my favorite online places, and I knew that we could make this pot for so much more affordable. Now they do give you 2 pots for the $42, but I'm gonna just use this tall bucket from the Dollar Tree that I picked up and I've had on hand. I took off the sticker on the bottom with my heat gun, and now I'm just unwrapping all of the twine they had around it. And then to take down the adhesive that it had stuck to the bucket and those little fibers, I just used my sanding block from the Dollar Tree. Now I'm going to use this wire that was left over from a project from last year. It had a star on it that I popped off. I always keep these types of wires because they're great for projects like this, and they're really strong, durable wires. So you can see here that I bent out 2 of the ends, and then I'm turning it into almost like a little rainbow arch. Now the best way to explain this is I'm going to bend it in so it looks like a handle on a dresser drawer. And then at the middle point, as if it was pushing into the dresser itself, I then make it become a frowny face. So you can see that the legs are coming out and then there's the arch for the rainbow. So I did that twice, and then I'm going to line up where I want it to be able to go into my bucket for the inspiration picture. And I'm going to use my Crop-A-Dile and just punch out 2 holes I love this tool, friends. I say it all the time. Everyone should have one of these in their craft room. They're so friendly to your hand if you have a hard time squeezing things. I love this tool. It goes through metal and plastic, all sorts of materials, wood. I love it. I've had mine for years and it is still holding up after like 10 years of having it. And then after that, I just put the wires, the ends that we bent in, I put those through the holes. I'm clamping them into place. And then I'm going to go ahead and just bend it and manipulate it into the spacing that I want it so it looks just like the inspiration. Now at this point, it's ready to be painted. So I took it outside and I spray painted it a creamy ivory white. And then I'm now going to go with the colors for the inspiration. I will say that I ended up doing more of a sky blue versus a teal baby soft blue color. I wanted it to be more of a blue, sky blue color. So I'm coming in at the very top with the blue, and then I'm creating an ombre effect. So I'm blending in the white from the bottom and the blue from the top going into the middle. As I get to certain points that I like the way it looks, I come in with my heat gun to dry it, and then I keep blending more until I get that desired ombre. Really pretty. It almost reminds me of like the ocean and the sea foam that comes up with it. I just love how that looks so much on this bucket. Now I'm going to take a coal gray brown color and I'm going to just tap around it to give it that enamel look that the inspiration had. And I'm just going along the bottom, the handles, and the top. And then I'm going to bring in a toothbrush. My daughter asked me just the other day why I had a toothbrush in my craft room, and this is why, because I use a toothbrush to get that speckled paint look on my projects. And then to do the finishing touches, I'm just coming back in with some white and just creating some layers on this project. Now, can you believe this inspiration? I think it looks so much like it. Had I used more of a teal color, it would have been spot on, but I wanted more of a blue color to match my decor. $1 versus $42, and even if I only had 2 of them, that is still me saving a ton of money.
All right, friends, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed all of these and you felt inspired by trying some of them out for this upcoming season. I want to thank you all so much for taking the time to watch this video. It really does mean so much to me, and I want to thank you all so much for writing comments. So please do leave a comment down below and let me know which one you liked, which one you think you will try, and don't forget to visit the playlist for the DIY challenge today. I'm gonna recommend a couple videos over here on the side that might interest you on this theme. And until the next episode, bye friends.